Alright, Matt Mon the Frigid Gamer here, going through a quick highlight of OP Juan Shinobi for Block and Load. Now, this particular ninja character is vastly adept at both sabotage and hit-and-run mechanics. Now, in that respect, all of his weapons cause bleed to opponents that's applicable to, which means he's best suited for combat where he will strike and then run away. And his skills actually also influence that as well. His default loadout generally points towards a lot of trap use and getting in and out, hence why he has the TNT equipped instead of the TNT sticks instead of the TNT bomb. Or I guess the bomb and the large bomb. Anyway, so let's move on to the next step. Alright, during the build phase, OP Juan Shinobi has a number of options available to him. In terms of digging, he's actually quite a fast digger. So helping your teammates out with some digging or fortifying is always a good idea. And don't forget, it's not horribly advised, but your TNT does have an alternate use. Right about here. Planting TNT down can allow you to destroy large blocks in a hurry if you want, at the cost of resources. So be careful when doing this, but it will work. So his default loadout is suited for both defense and offense. Wait a second, there it is. This will allow you to destroy large quantities of blocks at once, in a very, very quick manner, just by digging down and placing the charges adequately. The other thing that he can do that lots of other characters don't have access to is because of his unique ability to climb walls, he can dig pits. Now, in terms of what pits are useful for, so this is just a simple hole straight down, right? Actually, this is a pretty good distance down. By the time you get to the bottom. One more. By the time you get down here, you can dig out one hole here, switch to the caltrops, which are also part of his default kit, scale back out, and this object here, the multicolored block, is called a fake block. Now, it looks different than the other blocks to us, but to the enemy it'll look exactly the same. If an enemy walks over this, it will automatically disappear. So as he's walking over it, it'll disappear and you'll fall a massive distance, take some damage, and then the caltrops will do some decent damage too, weakening him vastly. I'll just put that back anyway. The other things that are part of his default kits are the boost pad and the jump pad. The boost pad's pretty simple. You put it down, whoops. Whatever direction you step on it, you'll see the arrow points in a direction. That's what direction it's going to launch you in for a decent number of blocks. The jump pad, similarly, sort of similar, I guess, will boost you up a few blocks. If you combine them together in a combo like this, it allows you to cover a massive amount of distance and a huge pit. Good for making pitfall traps, or if you turn this entire area into fake blocks and turn into a giant pitfall trap or something like that. The last object that he's able to build is your ninja shrine. Now how this works is wherever you put this thing down, the enemy can see this and can destroy it. But once it's down and up, your active ability F will cause you to disappear, leave behind a small explosive, and transport to to your ninja shrine. You can only have one ninja shrine at a time. It'll consume the shrine, but you'll be alive. It's good for if you're caught in a bad spot, you can just hit F and escape. And now, for his weapons. First weapon is the katana, which does a massive quantity of melee damage and has a pretty decent swing speed. Not very effective against blocks, but it has an AoE effect. The other thing it can do is if you right-click with it, it'll throw out a little smoke bomb that allows you to transport a small distance.
What the block you gonna do?
You can also use this to scale up over lips. See, when he's climbing, he cannot use his melee ability to dig out blocks. But what he can do is he can use his katana, pluck up a smoke bomb, and then use that to climb up objects they normally can't. His other weapon is Shuriken. He has a ranged ability. It fires pretty slow, but it does do block damage. Very little block damage. If you right-click with it, it'll fire 3 Shuriken instead of 1. At a much slower rate. Yet again, these do block damage, but unfortunately don't give you block points. All of his weapons, including his default building weapon, deal bleed damage, which means... I should just put down Ninja Shrine real quick. Ninja Shrine. So what you can do is, after you've set up your pads and done all that stuff, you can jump, hold shift, you can climb whatever you run into, make it to the other side, oops, fight a whole bunch of enemies, make it to the core, put down your stick of TNT. At this point, the enemy would most likely have dealt some decent damage to you. As soon as it's up, hit F and teleport back. Almost like you were never even there.
Go for the win. Their base is under attack.
And as you can see, the bomb, when it blew up, actually did some damage to their cube. Not a lot, but enough. Now, you can teleport yourself using your katana and your smoke bombs to move at a pretty decent clip. So, by doing something like this, you can cover a massive quantity of distance, just by a simple block combination. As you can see, I leaped clean over that without even touching the ground. Using combinations like that is what gives him such high mobility and such a huge quantity of damage when it comes to hitting stuff. Because he can hit and run away.
Attacking the base, so shut it down. If you're not attacking, you're not doing nothing.
Alright, so that concludes our highlight here for Juan Shinobi. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. That's the best way to let me know that you're enjoying what you're watching. So thank you, have a good day.